Baba says that just like a good businessman, you should always keep an account of profit and loss. Because if you are in profit, you become a king. If you're not in good profit, you become, a praja or a servant in heaven. So Baba says that it is very important to keep an account of what is my profit and loss. And in this regard, I will like to share one experience somebody was sharing with me yesterday. And that Mata told me that this is the Vyakt month. So she said that I have been meditating a lot and I sit in remembrance of Baba. I have especially fixed 3 hours extra every day of yoga, and I am sticking to that very nicely. And then she said, what happened is my husband takes some medicines every day. So those medicines are important for his health. So what I did is I'm the one who takes those, like I arrange those medicines. So there are 10 medicines. So I take that and I put it in a cup and then I leave it for him to take. And then she said that I did that in the night and my husband didn't take the medicine in the morning. So he didn't take it in the night. So I saw that in the morning. And when I saw that, I got furious. And I said, why didn't you take these medicines? So he said, I forgot. So I said, how can you forget? I am taking care of the medicines and you forgot to take the medicine. Whereas it is you who is ill, not me. So then we started fighting. And then she said that my husband said, you please shut up because this is none of your business. It is my health, my medicine. I neglect it. I take care of it. You have nothing to do with it. So then she said, I told him many nasty things. And then we fought and fought. And then later I cried and I had a lot of thought. And she said, I could also notice that, I had this thought that I would never give him medicines and I would never take care of him and let him suffer. And if he doesn't care for me, so suffering is good for him. And she said, all the worst kind of thoughts, they kept coming. And I could, on some level, I was also aware that this is not the way you think. But I did that. And then she said that, I don't know, I have been meditating so much and still there is this impulsive way that I behave, and then everything goes out of hand. And then she said, in one day, I think, I have finished whatever tapasya I did until now, and I have also incurred some debit. So she was telling me, Didi, how will I progress like this? So you see that sometimes it's very difficult to assess actually whether you're really being in profit or in loss. And this is why, sometimes, you do a lot of good karma. You count that good karma also. So maybe you're meditating, maybe you are doing some seva, you're counting that. But whether you are really profitable or really in loss depends on your stage basically. Because most of the times, the thoughts we are creating, the attitudes that we are having are not very good quality. And to be profitable is not a small deal. And you see that today Baba is pointing out that you have to churn knowledge a lot. And Baba says, be very wary of the company you keep. because these are very subtle things. Sometimes, we are doing meditation, so we are sitting in the required times, and mostly, even Brahmin children are not paying attention to Amrit Vela. They are paying attention, okay, during the day I'll sit for yoga for so and such time, but the required time, the allotted time is Amrit Vela. And most of even Baba's children are not paying attention to Amrit Vela. And then even when we are sitting in Amrit Vela, mostly it is, we don't understand that what is the purpose of our yoga. Our purpose is to develop soul consciousness and draw power from Baba. Sometimes, you're just sitting because Baba has asked you to sit, and you are in a very casual way, you are thinking about Baba. But Baba says, have that fire of yoga where you have very deep thinking about yourself as a soul, and just think about the fact that you're a soul, and your reality as a soul, and your journey as a soul, and your aim as a soul. And also sit in the awareness that Baba is filling me with all that I need to reach my aim. So Baba is filling me with the knowledge, purity, love, and just soak that in so much that your heart is full. And when we have really good meditations and long meditations, and based on good study, good understanding, good dharana of Gyan, only then will we burn our sins. And what happens is, Baba says that when you have yoga, when you are in remembrance of Baba, then your sins will be burnt. But for the sins to be burnt, the yoga has to be really intense, because most of the time you see the yoga is very superficial, it is not that intense. And if you try burning an iron rod with a candle flame, just hold a candle and try to burn the iron rod, will it burn? It won't, because that candle flame is not sufficient to burn an iron rod. Similarly, 63 births of deep seated, sanskars, they don't go away by just, I'm a soul, I'm light, Baba is with me, or Baba is taking care of everything. No, very deep thinking, deep experiences of how I, the soul, am, the experience of being a soul, and the experience of, and that experience has to be created through, thinking on the lines of truth. So, changing thinking into feeling, and feeling into experience, that has to happen in one go. And if you just meditate for 10 minutes and get up, or 20 minutes and get up, that's not happening. So Baba says that in order to be profitable, in order to really refrain from adding to, I don't know whether even profitable, but even to not create further negative karma, you require a lot of resilience, and you require a lot of spiritual strength. And I will tell you, I have noticed that many a times, this tendency to react to everything that's happening. So, even if you're not reacting by way of words or by way of some action, just that thought, you have a thought about everything, opinion about everything, you sit and analyze everything. So when you have a reaction, a a mental reaction, a reaction in the mind to everything that you see, hear, think. So any thought comes up from the past also, or any thought comes up from your old sanskars, you sit and think about that thought, or you think about whatever you see or hear, or whatever is your situation. So these are all reactionary thoughts. And what are we supposed to do in that time? We are just supposed to, let go. We are just supposed to be detached from that scene, that everything, and not have a thought reaction to everything, not have an emotional reaction to everything. But we keep doing that, and all that is creating a loss account. So do we understand? All that is minus, minus, minus in our spiritual account. And then I have also noticed another thing, you see, this thing about thinking, just this capacity to create a lot of thoughts. So let's say my capacity to create thoughts. So you see, the more you are vicious, the soul, when the soul is impure, the number of thoughts is too much. So you're creating too many thoughts. And then what happens is, because you're creating too many thoughts, it is practically not possible for every thought to be a positive and powerful thought. And then what happens is, because you are into this overthinking, you will end up thinking negative, thinking thoughts that are not on the positive side, because this immense capacity to think. And it is very important that through meditations, through remembrance of Baba, the more we sit in remembrance of Baba in a single thought, what is remembrance of Baba? Single thought. I am a soul, I am peaceful, my Baba is the ocean of peace. Just one thought, two thought, when you contract your thinking and just bring it to this 1, 2, 3, 4 thoughts. And when you sit in that ekagrata, or that concentrated stage, then what happens is, you don't think too much, that those number of thoughts per minute are decreasing. And then because you don't think too much, and I think, think positive and don't think go together, because if you don't think about things that don't matter, only then can you think positive about other things. Because mostly if you're thinking about everything, it cannot be positive. But are you thinking about everything? So this thing that we are thinking too much, this sanskar has also to be changed. And that changes through long meditations, when we sit in long hours of remembrance of Baba, and we just don't think about anything, just Baba's quality and my quality, resonating Baba's quality, then this capacity slowly reduces. And if you look at it, we have damaged our minds and sanskar so much that it is not easy, it is not a very simple process to just go from loss to profit. So it requires really good tapasya and effort on our part. And if we don't do that, so Baba always says, remember me, finish your sins. But then we need accurate remembrance, we need prolonged remembrance, we need unbroken remembrance, nirantar, no breaks. And we need very good remembrance, like not just the kind where we are churning points of knowledge, but very concentrated remembrance where we are experiencing ourselves as Baba's child, and some virtue of Baba as an ocean of that virtue we are upholding in our awareness, and I as an embodiment of that virtue. Maybe Baba as the ocean of love and I as the point of love, or Baba as the ocean of peace, I as the point of peace. But some things, we have to do in very concentrated ways. And Baba says that it is very important that, because I told you about the experience of the Mata, just to elucidate that even if we are meditating, if our stage is not changing, our sanskar is not changing, and we are not really having intense meditations to melt away the body consciousness. And I also want to point out, do we have the aim to melt away body consciousness? That is also very important, because sometimes we are remembering Baba, but we really don't have an honest aim to melt away body consciousness. And yesterday Baba had used a very good expression, jigri yaad, and in the English Murli, it was translated as deep love for Baba. And we need to have, through this study, when you churn about who am I, who is Baba, you have this deep love or this jigri yaad for Baba. I will share another experience with you. There is this sister, this girl who comes to the center, and she has been a very good devotee, Shiv Bhakt. So when she came to the center, she understood somewhere, this language of love for God and remembering God because you have love for God. And but she has this anxiety also, where she keeps worrying about her mother and about other stuff. So one day I told her, we remember Baba, we love Baba, but we don't really deeply love Baba. And I could see on her face that she felt offended, because she claimed that, I'm a very good bhakt and I have this love for Baba. And so I told her, let's say you are sitting in deep remembrance of Baba, which you do. So she said yes. So I said, and then your mother calls and you are attached to your mother. So will you be able to ignore the call and just put a full stop to this thought that your mother is calling? So she said, no, I won't ignore it at all. I'll just pick the call because I have this, I worry so much about my mother that I will not ignore the call. So I said, you see that you are sitting in Paramdham when you are in meditation. You are sitting in remembrance of Baba. Baba, the ocean of love, is in front of you. You are experiencing that love. But immediately that connect will snap and you will come down and you will tune into your mother. Why? Because your heart is connected to your mother, not to Baba. And then she said, I feel really bad that you're saying it because I don't like to hear this. But that's so true that I love my mother more than I love Baba. So I said that, you see, that it's good to love your mother, but you also have to understand that if you want to really take care of your mother, you have to love Baba more than your mother. And if you don't love Baba more than your mother, then you can't bring Baba with you to take care of the situation that your mother is sharing with you over phone. So your mother is telling you that, this is the trouble and that is the trouble. And if you leave Baba there and come back because the pull is so great, then how will you take care of the mother? Because this is the reason for anxiety. You want to take care of someone, but you're so ill equipped. You are so, you're not powerful enough to take care of someone. And until and unless you detach yourself from that human love and you really love Baba with all your heart, you are not even in a place to serve any human. So Baba says that, it's very important that yesterday Baba pointed out two things: this soul conscious state and this detachment from this old world. So Baba said, do you have any asakti or attachment to old bodies, old relationships? So when we sit in yoga, we must know that, I am a soul and I have to go back home with my Baba, and I have to claim my inheritance from Baba. I'm not doing it for the body, or because when we come to Gyan also, and I will tell you, even we teach like that, because when somebody is new in Gyan, you don't tell them you remember Baba because you have to go home, and you don't tell them you remember Baba because you have to take 21 births of inheritance. You tell them that, if you remember Baba, your body will be taken care of, your relationships will be taken care of, and you will nurture all that with Baba's love and strength. But that is not the real purpose. Because you see that we have to somewhere, transcend that stage. Because if you think that Baba is still a medium, a means to an end, which is, the end is good health, good relationships, money. So if that is the way you are meditating, that is the way you are remembering Baba, then your heart lies with the body, the health, and the relationships and the money. And then you cannot finish your attachment, and then that remembrance of Baba will not give you the spiritual strength to burn sanskars, which it is supposed to do. So Baba says it is very important to understand the aim, and Baba says that this is a perishable world and everything is going to perish now. Anything that you think, this body, relationships, everything is going to perish. So don't think that I'm doing it for good financial status, good social status, good health, good relationship. That is not the purpose. The purpose is, you are a soul, you are in the end of your journey, whether you like it, not like it, believe it, not believe it. You are in your 84th birth. This is the end of the journey. You are going back. And now Baba is giving you a choice of how you want to go back. There is no choice about whether you want to go back. There is just choice about how you want to go back, how you want to come to the new world, what position you want to have in the new world. You cannot choose anything in the old world now. This is going away and it is, damage done. It cannot be taken care of now. So Baba says that when you understand this aim, and when you have this aim of, becoming fully detached and fully soul conscious, and with that aim you have this deep heart to heart remembrance of Baba, then your sanskars will burn, your sins will burn. And if the objective is not correct, or if you are not remembering Baba with all your heart and not long enough to burn sins, then that's not happening. And you cannot be profitable in action if your stage is body conscious or with attachment, because somebody who is in attachment is like somebody who is trying to climb a hill or a mountain, but the rope is tied to somebody down there. at the base, and then they pull the rope and you come down. So although you think that you're climbing and you are in Charti Kala and going up, so if you have attachment, they will pull you down and you'll come down in a second, and all that effort you made will be lost. So Baba says really profitable means that you have to have deep, true, accurate, a heart to heart remembrance of Baba. And then second thing is you keep churning the knowledge, because the knowledge tells you who you are, who do you really belong to, where are you right now, and what is your true aim. So you have to keep remembering this knowledge. You have to keep churning that I am actually soul, I have taken 84 births, I'm at the end of my journey. Baba is here with me and Baba has come to take me across, and my only aim is to go back with Baba right now. So that churning of the knowledge, because the knowledge is just about four things: who you are, who you belong to, where are you right now, and what is your aim. So if you keep churning the knowledge, then you will have this intoxication. And Baba says, apni ghot to nasha chadhe. So when you churn the knowledge, you will have the intoxication that I just have to remember Baba and follow his Shrimat. So this is the second thing you do to stay profitable. And then Baba says that be pure, because your aim is to go to a world of purity. So don't make choices which disturb your state of purity. So you see that in this world is full of false happiness, false peace, false love. So what is false love? Attachment. Yes. And what is false happiness? Pleasure. Yes. So every time you see that in this world there is a lot of falsehood, and they will try to serve you that, and because it is your sanskar to accept that, soak that in, because you've done it for so long, taking bad substitutes for knowledge, purity, peace, love, happiness, bliss, power. So now you have to give up the bad substitutes. Yes, the bad substitute for bliss or joy is lust. So you thought that the soul will experience bliss or joy when you engage in lust, but Baba says that if you keep taking in the bad substitutes, yes, then what happens is the receiver, the bartan, the utensil of the soul is so tainted that then the purity, the pure love, the pure joy, pure peace that Baba is giving you, it cannot be held by the soul, cannot be contained by the soul. I will give you one example. You see, your taste buds are designed to even detect the slightest of tastes. So those who do tastings of teas and tasting of other stuff. So let's say somebody is into tea tasting. Now what is tea tasting? So very slight difference in flavor of the tea, your palate is able to discern that. But if you spoil this palate by eating too much salt, too much sugar, too much this and that, then that capacity of your palate to discern one taste from the other will go away, because you are not taking care of it. Similarly, the soul can detect, can absorb, can contain Baba's purity, Baba's love, Baba's light, might. But if I spoil my inner stage by taking in the noise and the impure sights and sounds of the old world, and if I keep polluting my inner state with bad memories and other stuff of this old world, or if I keep eating and engaging in food which is filled with the vibrations of the old world, then this vessel of the soul is not ready to receive the pure contents that Baba is giving it. So it is very important to conserve, to preserve, to take care of the vessel of the soul. And for that, it is very important to check what you're eating, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, where are you engaging, which, your, even the touch. Don't touch people. Touch is a very big, way of receiving vibrations and energy. So in the world, we teach the opposite. Touch everybody's feet, place your hand on everybody's head. No need. Yes, and these days, not the feet and the hand, go and just hug everybody. So don't do that. So Baba says, no touch, no food, nothing from the old world, the minimum, because we are in the old world. Of course, there is so much of infiltration anyway happening. So don't do it consciously at least. So, if the child is talking to you or sharing something, you are listening to it. You have to listen to it. That's your job. That's your duty. But don't switch on the TV and again listen to it. So Baba says, don't make conscious choices to taint your vessel of the soul at least. So Baba says, remembrance, purity, churning on Gyan, and first, and even about churning the Gyan, first is studying the Gyan every day. If you don't listen to the Murli every day, you don't have contents to churn on. And then how do you purify the vessel? And then Baba also tells us one very important thing, which is be very cautious of the company you keep. Because you see, all the company is here. So don't have so much attachment and regard for anybody that they are able to influence your buddhi and your mind. So, I'll tell you one thing. These days, people are very good at posing as wise and important, and people are very good at influencing you. And there is this whole group of people who are called influencers. And if you look at the sad story of influencers, those who are influencing you on the outside, their life is not matching with what they are putting out as a show. And Baba says it's the same for everybody. Some people are doing it on online platforms. Some people are doing it just in your vicinity or in your house, or they are in the form of a spouse or in the form of a relative or in the form of a friend. And there is no integrity between their thought, word and action. And you don't understand how miserable they are inside, and they don't refrain from advising you on the outside. So Baba says, don't just understand everybody is patit, and don't allow anybody to influence your mind. So be very wary of, and when we are body conscious, we have these prejudices. So prejudices for big degree holders, prejudices for stars, prejudices for people who have a high position in the household, prejudice about the husband, prejudice about the parents. So Baba says that don't have these prejudices. Always understand that everybody is a soul, and everybody is basically impure and struggling inside. And although they are giving some other message outside, it's not like that. and you don't have to get influenced by anybody. You have to influence everybody, because you are the one learning from Baba, you are the one learning from God. Yes, so I will tell you one incident. There was this one girl who used to come to the center, and her friends, when she used to go back from the center, they used to tell her, "Oh, so you came from the center, now are you feeling peaceful?" Then she would say, "Yes, I'm trying." So they said, "If you go there, you'll keep trying. If you be with us, you will reach the peace that you're seeking." And what were they doing? They were doing drugs. And she said, she was telling me, and she came and she said, "Didi, is there a shorter method to go to peace?" So, so I said, "Who told you that?" So then she told me the whole thing. So I said, "Don't listen to these people who are giving you shortcuts. There is no shortcut. Take the long route. That's the only route possible." And so you see that people are in such bad states, but they will always try to tell you that we are better than you, or we have more control, and we are this and that, and or maybe I'm more wise than you. So Baba says, just be very wary of the company you keep. Don't fall into the influence of these companies, and even by way of social media, whatever you hear and listen, don't let that impact you. The only way to grow and go into an elevated stage is what Baba teaches you. There is no other shortcut. Okay. Om Shanti.